Hello, I'm Jashikins, and welcome to another vlog review. This time of the show Fear the Walking Dead. Yeah, it's here, folks. It's finally here. It's the Walking Dead spin-off. And it's slow but promising. And in all honesty, I would have been happy with no walkers this episode or the first few episodes. I know I'm probably the weird one out, but Fear the Walking Dead is sort of a prequel to The Walking Dead. I believe I've heard from a source or two that this takes place while Rick is in a coma. So I was just wanting a really slow start, before the walkers, as people are getting hints of this zombie outbreak, walker outbreak. Just slowly things happening. And so things were very slow this episode, but I was like, I could have dialed it down a few degrees. And the opening scene was with a walker in a church. So walkers will be there. It's like the people in charge were like, okay, listen, folks, there won't be many walkers, but here you go. Here's a reassurance that there's going to be walkers. So it's like, there wasn't any big walker attack. I mean, the most you're hearing about is characters mentioning weird things. One of them, a character named Tobias. For me, there's only one Tobias, so I'm just going to call this kid T. So T's tells one of the main cast of, hey, there's this weird shit, that's why I'm bringing a knife to school, because I have this feeling that bad shit is going to go down. But there's no big walker attack. There's just like walker incidents here or there. Some people have recorded a walker incident on their cell phone. So it's like news. So there is stuff happening. And for the most part, this episode was very well done. However, there was one instance of the principal just sort of lying down like this. And it's, you only see him from the back. You're like, oh my god, this is going to be a walker. He's going to turn and attack this person. Oh my god. And when he turns around, he's okay. And I just nearly crapped my fucking pants. I must have jumped a few feet because I was so prepped. And I think I was more scared because nothing wrong was actually happening. It's like, oh, hi, I'm fine. And yeah, while I did nearly crap my fucking pants, I do admit that was really cheap to do. Because it's like, we went for a jump scare. Yes, it was a very good jump scare, but still, like, I'll prep for, I'm going to have to run from a zombie that doesn't actually exist. And the whole beginning with the walker at the church, the person there was a druggie. And so, of course, people aren't quick to believe him, aren't quick to say, hey, yeah, we should totally believe this guy who takes drugs that makes him hallucinate and see things that aren't there. We're going to totally believe him. So we have the druggie not being believed in him having the information. Good, yeah, and the druggie, Nick, I believe his name is, goes throughout nearly the entire episode just thinking he's going crazy, and then him escaping the hospital so that he can figure out if he's actually crazy or not. Going to his drug dealer to see if the guy laced it with anything. So yeah, and I will say that the whole escaping the hospital sort of, there was Rick escaping the hospital in the first episode of The Walking Dead, and now we have another character doing it too. Not exactly the same situation, but still I think the connection is sort of there. My final thoughts on the pilot episode of Fear the Walking Dead. I think it's a good start. I think people might be going, oh, this is going extremely slow. I'm like, it could be dialed down a few notches. But even at its pace, it does seem like it does show promise. And there are some pieces of fiction that you actually need to get through a little bit, and then it's like, oh my god, I'm so glad I stuck with this, because if I didn't, I would not be experiencing something awesome. And I don't have the book with me. I have it somewhere in the house, but I don't have it here. I believe it's called The Casual Vacancy by J.K. Rowling. It took me a good 100, 200 pages at least to really get into the book, and after that it was awesome. The HBO show The Leftovers, it is slow, but it's got it still. So I'm thinking that's what Fear the Walking Dead will be like. It shows promise. I am happy with it, but I know it's probably going to get better. I have high hopes for it. I mean, The Walking Dead was good, and the same people are behind this one, so. Yeah, and if my prediction turns out to be incorrect, you can, come and murder me, I guess. But I live in Florida, which is where the zombie apocalypse would actually really start, so I would not suggest doing that, just because by killing me, you might start off the whole zombie apocalypse, and I don't need to be, it wouldn't be good for the whole world in large. It'd be funny for 5 seconds, but no. And I'd like to know if you have any comments or questions on the Fear the Walking Dead pilot episode, please comment below. What did you like? What did you not like? What do you think will happen later? I'd love to start a conversation with you. And I have been Jashikins, owner at jashikins.blogspot.com. And if you go to my blog, you can see more wonderful vlogs like this. I have my podcast up, latest episode of All Hail the Shadowbinder, my Flight Rising podcast, and I also have a post up of one of my Flight Rising breeding projects, which is yay. And if you go to my blog, on the sidebar thingy, or where else I'm on the web, and you can go there and say hi. I have a dragon that's yet to be named, so you can see the rules and benefits of naming the dragon. And there's also a Star Wars poll on my blog about which Star Wars character you relate to the most. So, I'd love to hear your opinion on that. And for those of you who have been fans for a while, for some odd reason, you keep on watching my videos, you keep on reading the shit I write on my blog, there are ways you can actually donate. I have a Fiverr account, and I do writing commissions, and if you're watching this on my blog on the sidebar thingy, it's under Ryan Shop, and if you're watching this on my YouTube channel, it's in description. Link is in description. And so if you want to have a Fear the Walking Dead fanfic, maybe about Nick, I don't know, one of the other just functional family members, you can talk to me about writing a fanfic. I mean, there was like some sort of incestuous vibe between the brother and sister. So, if you want me to write something about that, I'm here. And I have also joined the Patreon bandwagon. And if you go to my blog, there's a link on the sidebar thingy. If you're watching this on the YouTube, there's a link in the description. And hey, and my 2 rewards, are, one, I'm going to be releasing ebooks in the future, so behind the scenes information as well as the progress of the books. That'll be there, and also an exclusive 30-minute vlog on a variety of subjects once a month. Yeah. And until next video, goodbye.